All right, everybody, welcome back to the Sooner or Later podcast. I'm your host, Joey Guevara, and today on episode 120, we're reviewing Sorry to Bother You. Directed by Boots Riley, written by Boots Riley, cinematography by Doug Emmett, edited by Terrell Gibson, music by Tune Yards and The Coop. Production companies were Significant Productions, M&M Creative, Macro, Cinereach, The Space Program, and Annapurna Pictures. Distributed by Mirror Releasing in North America. Focus Features Universal Pictures internationally. Oh my god, that's so weird. Release dates were January 20th, 2018 at Sundance and July 6th, 2018 in the broader United States. And with a runtime of 112 minutes and a budget of $3.2 million, Sorry to Bother You brought in a box office of $18.2 million. Currently, Sorry to Bother You is sitting at a 93% on the Tomato Meter with 312 reviews and a 71% audience score with 5,000 plus reviews. I'm going to go check Metacritic. Sorry to Bother You, because this is going to tell us a different story. Metacritic is currently sitting at loading screen. Loading. Currently sitting at an 80% from critics and a 7 from users. So, the only thing that will ever matter is what we think about Sorry to Bother You. And you guys can start non-spoilers right now while I figure out this timer. Just start non-spoiling.
I'm pretty sure this is like his first movie, which I think is kind of cool because I'm pretty sure he did music videos.
I don't know what he did before, but I was just watching an interview, and Armie Hammer said that this was his first feature-length film.
Like, it's interesting, like, to do like a movie in this style, like, and it's like it's not like, I guess, like traditional.
My man is a recording artist.
Oh
yeah,
he's part of The Coop.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, this movie is very intriguing, and I'm surprised, honestly, someone even paid money to do this film.
I mean, it only had 17 production companies.
So, I mean, they had to get money wherever they could.
Yeah, but this movie also feels like it. Like, when Armie Hammer said in that interview, like, this is Boots Riley's first production, I was like, there you go. Now I know why this movie felt the way that it felt. And it's because this dude's never fucking made a movie before.
I mean, the movie's chaotic.
It suffers from it though, because it's like 3 different movies stitched together, which like in some parts it's almost like 3 different anthology films, and each anthology film is absolutely fucking fantastic. But then it transitions into the next one, and you're like, bro, this is the thinnest through line that we could possibly have had to get from point A to point B.
Yeah. And I feel like it has like almost like anime elements at points, which is kind of weird. Like, I feel like a lot of stuff with like, especially like the whole earring thing. And I was like, I don't know. That's giving me like, I don't know if it like Kill Bill vibes. Or,
no,
like,
that's super. I would say that's like an artist thing, you know, having to be flamboyant.
I would say that.
Yeah, like it was interesting, but I was always just like kind of like, but why?
The thing that was throwing me off was the voice. You know, when they went to their voice.
I loved that though. That's what the whole movie is sold on, right? Is the white voice. Go ahead, Eric.
I don't remember trailers about this, but I don't know if they showed that in the trailer, because I was like,
they do.
Oh no, I know they said like, hey, use your white voice. I remember that, but I don't remember hearing the high pitched.
Yeah,
that's Patton Oswalt, by the way, is Lakeith Stanfield's white voice.
Oh, that's dope. I didn't know who. Like, I was wondering, like, who the white voice.
Oh no, I'm sorry. That's David Cross.
Yeah.
Okay.
Patton Oswalt is Mr. Blank's voice.
Okay.
And then Lily James is Tessa Thompson's voice, and some other dude was uncredited for Danny Glover's voice.
Because, like, I remember seeing the trailers, because, like, everyone's like, oh, no, this movie's weird, like, it does some weird things, like, once people seen the movie. But, like, everyone's like, oh, yeah, I've seen the trailer. It's the voices thing, but then, you know, this is a movie you got to stick around the whole movie because it gets even weirder.
It gets even weirder, dude.
But, like, I'm surprised you heard anything. I didn't hear shit about this movie. I feel like the trailers came out, everybody said, oh, this movie's great, and then didn't say anything else. Like, I feel like Barbarian had more of a, holy fuck, this movie's gonna blow your dick off response to it. And this one almost just was like, No, Lakeith Stanfield's great. Good movie.
I love
It's like,
Lakeith.
bro, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That response, that tepid response, does not work when describing this movie because
But, like, when-
this movie's
when people,
weird
like-
as shit.
People explained it to me. I was like, oh, okay, they're probably talking about the white voices, sure. But then this movie takes some turns. Like,
I don't know for the better though, because it gets real fucking weird.
I think the first time watching it, it was like it was so interesting because I just was out of nowhere, and I personally liked it. Like, I like how outlandish this movie is. I do think it has some pacing issues though.
Some
and I think-
pacing issues.
I mean, the main
lot of
concern of this
pacing
movie
issues?
is pacing issues. Yeah, like if you had to be like, okay, what's this movie's biggest flaw? It's pacing.
That
Is
and the
this your
green
first time
screens.
watching it?
Mine
James?
or no? James has seen
this
it multiple
is my first
times.
time.
This is my
Okay.
second time seeing it. Yeah, because it was on Hulu forever, and I
Mhm.
eventually finally saw it, and then now it's on Netflix.
This
but,
is
like,
not
for
the
long-
first time James has suggested this movie.
Mhm.
It's been on his when we used to do the wheel. It was on his wheel multiple times.
Yeah. Like, I just like how weird this movie is. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, it's artsy, it's like, independent, like, this is not a regular big blockbuster type movie, and every once in a while I just like watching something weird.
And this is weird.
Yeah.
This is giving me some real Marcel the Shell with shoes on types of vibes. It's an indie studio,
No, but that was
and it's weird.
an indie studio. This is
Yeah.
5 or 6 indie studios. Okay.
36 pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think I agree with you, Joey. Like, I saw trailers for this. I totally forgot about the high pitched white voice. I was just like, oh, look, he's Stanfield. He's cool. I should watch this.
I mean,
Never
the cast is
watched it.
kind of crazy in this, though.
It
Like,
is
I forgot
really
people who were
fucking
in
crazy.
here.
Yeah, I didn't know
And-
Tessa Thompson was in this bitch.
Bro,
Yeah.
when Danny Glover came out, I was like, what the fuck? That's
Yeah.
kind
Said
of
the line,
crazy.
dude.
Yeah, he did say the line. I'm
He did
too
say
old
it
for this
100%.
shit.
Yeah. They paid him, honestly. That's the only reason he was in the film. They were like, hey, I'm going to need you to say this. Like, you're going to have a role, but this is what you're here for.
Yeah, he probably has a clause in his fucking contracts. If I have to say the line, it's an extra $100K.
Nah,
Yeah, easy.
they were like, hey, the shit guy from The Wire, he's working on Black Klansman. We need you to come do this, Danny. And we need your famous line. Forrest Whitaker was a producer on this.
That's so random.
What?
Yeah, it's so fucking random. I mean,
Terry Crews was random too.
dude, I love Terry Crews though. I feel like that man deserves all the love that The Rock gets.
Yeah, 100%.
He's just better. He's more charismatic, I think. I think he's a warmer presence.
I loved his like bad toupee though.
It was
It
so
was so
good.
bad. Like, his aesthetic's always so funny because like he's just such a big man. So like anytime you see him and like he's trying to be a regular dude, it's so funny.
And they always tried so hard to make him look like a regular ass man. But
Yeah.
he's like literally 3 Lakeiths sitting
Yeah.
next to each other.
Like, his arm is like the same like size as one Lakeith.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
I think trying to be as non-spoiler as possible. I think the dialogue was really good. I think it fits in this world because it's very obviously like a hyper realistic version of the world,
Mhm.
hyper surrealistic.
Yeah.
It's kind of like it's almost like Idiocracy, like in between now and Idiocracy is when this movie takes place
Mhm.
because you start to see what the hell's the thing called? Not Regal View.
Worry free?
Worry Free. And you start to see like this mega corporation like start to almost take over the world.
That's
I
the
mean,
metaverse right there, dude.
this-
That is some
this-
metaverse shit.
It also gives me like Black Mirror vibes. Like
It's almost
especially
too
the-
happy though, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Like that is what would separate it. But like the whole worry free thing, and also like the 100 million merits, like it like that's what it kind of was like, oh, okay, this is similar. Like I
Yeah.
don't think they took inspiration from it, but I can see like, okay, if he like seen that, he was like, oh, I can make a whole movie based around something like this.
Well, so the writer director is like a huge activist. And I think that's one of my issues with the film. Like he would undercut extremely poignant notes on socialism and unionizing and shit like that with like really weird jokes. And I was like, wait, am I supposed to be taking this seriously? Does this guy, because I didn't know he was an activist before watching it. So I was like, am I supposed to be taking this guy seriously? Is he shitting on unions? Is Steven Yeun supposed to be a bad guy? Because he's not a fucking bad guy. It's
There's
just
a
really
lot of
weird.
Yeah, there's a lot of it where I'm like, what points are they trying to push? Like, what is like, what's the message?
Yeah.
Yeah, for a second there, Steven Yeun did seem like a bad guy, but he's not a bad guy.
I never viewed him as the bad guy.
I did.
Look, Tessa
No,
Thompson
there's some
just wanted to
shades.
fuck. What do you mean? He could tell she wanted to fuck. And then what happened when he was a good guy and showed up to the art show? She fucked.
No,
Hey,
he's the good guy waiting for the boyfriend to slip up. All right.
He's a predator, man.
He
He's waiting to
is.
pounce.
That's so not true. He was just showing the fuck up.
Lakeith showed up, all right?
Lakeith did not show up. Hold on. If you think
Lakeith-
even for a second that Lakeith was a good guy at all, you're insane.
He's
Dude,
a
he
good
didn't want
guy.
people throwing cell phones at her.
75% of the movie, he's a worthless piece of shit.
Yeah. I mean, he's a pathological liar. Is what he is.
Yeah, he's just a fucking worthless fuck.
Come on, man. He had to cross the picket line to provide for his family,
He
okay?
didn't. He's a fucking bitch ass. And when he crossed that picket line, I wish they would hit him with a brick. Fuck him.
That shit
I
was
love,
funny, though. That bit.
Yeah.
The whole Coca-Cola bit.
dude. I just like some of the running gags that were pretty funny, and this thing, it like the scene with the compliment, like not getting too spoily, but like that's
Hold
like when
on.
they're complimenting.
We're already done.
All right.
You're about to get spoily. Because we keep our non-spoilers down to 10 minutes here at Sooner or Later TV. So what that means is that you can click up there in the top right-hand corner to hear exactly what James is going to talk about in regards to Sorry to Bother You. Before we leave, we're going to give it a thumbs up or thumbs down. 3, 2, 1. All right, for our audio listeners, that is 3 thumbs up for Sorry to Bother You. Go ahead and listen to our spoiler full review so that you can get our full hot ass takes, because I'm about to drop a hot one in this spoiler review.
Oh, no.
So we love you guys.
It's
Bye.
getting controversial.
I don't think it'll be very
Bye.
controversial.